Yememu na jo emma kwa ba United Television so eni. Enweka se bre aso eno ene de esom mo. Ba mu nchen live. Ship House Abeka Junction Enkran. Channel 360 DSTV wo sha no wetie ensem ni bi ewo ho. Na kase de ebe aboafo mu eso emu eni.
Enuma komi ensa na aso emu ayede kase bo no ebremo this way chocolate drink do here eni so share ahondindro ahyemuma tetakwashi kokko di free Fernando po baye na panifo ede afan fidie mu omabo modern ayam ne fiko enumre do here eni so share ubobobia oda onabaye ode obesra no pano no anya hoden foforo ede ko nyuma so special ice mineral water enso ayetu ebrebi ponim ede afan fidie mu eni krogen na wotwe wie obehyefa abadinto obekoso yeyo obeware awo obeba beshaw enso ade besom omo special ice mineral water need fufu need abenkwan said de bia ye no kwasiara bia fufu ani di na say no fufu aye simple abenkwan ni afi na akoto abenoa awo adwo dabi need abenkwan be ma na aye simple so na need fufu de gunso ma so uja no aka kama simaka kra bi no wawie na ofufu aye ready san makomi ensan na so yasna no sia kase bo doni bremu ye de besom na ensem ye de bremu no de di mutintiman ni bi ne say
Omampanyi John Dramani Mahama commissioners verse edumochi a wosi oman Ghana adem no wada wo nyina edi
sanso na Ghana mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wakase Ghana edan ye han ewa manone for ambassadors no ade a ne bo den ti sise de obehwe no watwam
empanyifo dantiase apem bi edi a ebeboa ma yenya entiase ama ye ho ye ho ewo som ahorom sukunsa ewo omayi emo
nhwehwemu abeto dwase ene yade ahodo a eku oman ewo amanfo oman Ghana mu ase no dodo na yade bi te say hypertension na fe yade a shebi en free obi enko obi ho
aban aye krado se enema ebeboa na ensentropho ni dobofo edi yie no obehwe amani nyina atoto na kwemo
immigration officer emimfo bi efa bonefo kwan so eku no efri atasfo asase so no mu nyina nimsem dada se nesem court na court kasa akere busuafo se omunya aboche kakra
ensem ni bibre eka we ho ye de bema mo kase emu ye mamu nyina akwaba Obrahima efiachire minimini abema
Kwame Owusu Adiomi
yentie ensem enhie mu Omampanyi John Dramani Mahama apaw enipa dunwotwe wo mu nyina ambassadors na anamsifo ma oman Ghana wo miamia horo bibra wo kono akodi djuma wada wo mu adi sede amamra no esi
Distinguished envoys, the reset agenda is this administration's blueprint, a bold vision to restore hope in our people, to rebuild trust, and to rekindle the movement towards prosperity. It seeks to re-anchor our integrity, transparency, and inclusive development governance, while much of this work will be driven domestically, your role is to extend this agenda abroad by cultivating strategic partnerships, unlocking opportunities, and deepening Ghana's place in the global community. Our foreign policy has always been anchored on enduring principles: Pan-Africanism, peaceful coexistence, self-determination, and the pursuit of justice and equity in world affairs. Yet today's world demands diplomacy that is also agile, that is innovative and purposeful. Global shifts in geopolitics, economics, and technology require Ghana not only to respond, but also to actively shape trends in ways that benefit our people. I therefore expect you to be vanguards of Ghana's economic diplomacy. Let your missions become dynamic hubs of export promotion, investment attraction, tourism marketing, innovative change, and diaspora mobilization. Carry Ghana's story to the world, not just as a beacon of democracy and stability, but also as a land of opportunity, open for business, embracing technology, and committed to partnerships that deliver prosperity for our youth and dignity for our working class. Your responsibilities go beyond representation. They also require strong leadership and sound administration.
Ghana Penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was adwumadi na ase na okase ene oman Ghana ye boka ewo amanone ni nyina ewo adan ahodo a aye amanone foi omo koso oman Ghana wa amahodo so no ye han na omudidi dwuma wo no emprempen ose oman Ghana eka ye bo no ebe $15 million na sakai na wakasa chemu se obehwe na watwa ni nyina mu afri ho.
Let me be emphatic. Ghana cannot continue spending a staggering more than $15 million every year on renting properties abroad for our diplomatic use. This is not a judicious use of taxpayers' resources, and the reset agenda requires an immediate reversal of this trend. And that is why Cabinet has promptly approved the STRIDE initiative. And STRIDE refers to the strategic transition from rental to developing our own properties. I've tasked the Ministers for Foreign Affairs and Finance to work urgently to resolve this long-standing challenge. From my latest briefing, a transaction advisor has been appointed, standard designs are being developed, and funding mechanisms are already being negotiated. This decisive shift will ensure that our missions abroad are housed in properties that are owned by the Republic, reducing wasteful expenditure while safeguarding Ghana's dignity on the international stage.
Yet Wakasiano Eso, or Swafo, if he's someone some Eso, Honorable Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak. Now, what that NCSIA memorandum of understanding be a day. I have a Buama Sukusa who are a bind dear, any day in sorry, who would any Enano, Womatunia NCSIA was sumo, Eddie Ama Womo, Eho.
I'm confident that the National Peace Council, in collaboration with the Comeo and the Ghana Education Service, will roll out sensitization program in schools across the country to achieve this goal. I call upon all stakeholders, religious leaders, educators, parents, and students to embrace this memorandum of understanding as a shared responsibility. Let us work together to ensure our mission schools remain peaceful places that inspire hope, unity, and excellence. Let us teach our children not only to excel academically, but to also to live harmoniously with others, respecting the rich tapestry of beliefs and culture that makes Ghana unique. The government remains steadfast in its commitment to promoting peace and social cohesion across all sectors of our society. We pledge our continued support through the ministries and agencies, as well as through government programs, to ensure that the Memorandum of Understanding is not only implemented, but becomes a living document that shapes the culture of our schools for generations to come. As I officially launch this Memorandum of Understanding today, let us renew our commitment to build a Ghana where every child, regardless of their religious background, can thrive in an environment of mutual respect and understanding. I now have the singular honor to duly launch the Memorandum of Understanding, and I therefore say the Memorandum of Understanding, which has been developed with this tireless effort over this period, is now duly launched.
All stakeholders and the general public, and we will get everybody's buy-in, because this is the right thing to do. A Christian child in a Muslim school should not feel intimidated, should not feel disrespected. The opposite should be true. A Muslim child in a Christian school should not feel left out, should not feel intimidated, and should not feel discriminated against. We have always coexisted, and we must coexist. That is the Ghanaian way. It is only in Ghana that you can have a family that is composed of members worshiping through different faiths, myself included.
So in the various 16 regions, we have branches of the National Peace Council. So the regional peace councils will engage them to engage with the regional directors to do the sensitization. We will have to see concretely on the ground who are the stakeholders who should be invited to these sessions of sensitization. We have to make sure that this document becomes popular. It is known by many, by parents, by students, so that everybody will do his or her part to bring about the harmony we are looking for in our educational institutions.
Western Regional Minister Yura Joseph Nelson and Wakasa at Ghana for said Debia na ye bo aban so bo say o say aban na ye impuntujuma o say sanyo mano enya de say bitimi aboa ama o man bia etimi etumponte ne timemfo enfo ho njim se de be ya ye nyina bitimi aboa na ya som na o man puntu no etimi akoso
sida owo do be ye bibi oda aboa na amanfo jim de ehwe Western Region ha njuma bebre na orokodo na so issues na the yentumi enwie yempick ni nyina na ye ni nyina mo nsi within even a year 2 3 4 5 even 10 years we still have challenges obana pomedenen sama munuanum ono oya sama ohia papa ye nyina ye gina he sabi wa se ya pomeden onya papa anche bia ye frɛ wanche yentumi yenhia nso ono hia edwuma bia ebotuma ye no asase do so wapo onjina ye ya entum na ye obi bisa asam fa afian kwanta ho afian kwanta ye nyina ye bompa de the expansion wo bowie a facilities bebre no services bebre no wo botum render over and above what they used to do in the old state. In this case I see you as my yeke munia say akọ baby o seda mada na akọtu sabe obi oya na origidam ayarhwe na ebetase nkomo aye de ebetase pa why we need to do everything possible to have it.
And at the moment no say inya any critically ill patient o evanso ntume home and when you stroke he having difficulty with swallowing or breathing, when you have some kidney or some important organ failure, such patients not in the ordinary ward where there are several patients with just about 3 or 4 patients die. Most of the time they die. These patients need about 1 nurse to that patient, so they need regular monitoring. Intensive care unit are critically ill who are close to dying, let me put it that way. So the way increases their odds and I said their chances of surviving. Most deaths are realizing in our facilities no. To me a conform.
Here party being a facilities you are yamantum ha na ehwe Western Region most ma jina bia ye jina Ghana ha na at now still yenni them facility bi wo yamantum ha I think the oya so any suma yen regional minister wenya there yen na eboboa na ya start ye kesi yen krata wa ba no wa ye hwe na wetin wa ye bi da boy
for a whole region na yeni ICU unit the nature say bibia betimi ato obia because yen fan say sabio onam kwan so e region mu ha say na wanya kwanhia na wohia critical care say yan fa wandru kolebu ana say ebia Ridge Hospital ha nature say untimi enya ICU service BI or region. See your boss, you commended no pass or Buata Crowd Hospital.
Also for sharp mudio nsem so ese hidwabo so mrahye bedwane honorable kwabena minta akando ede enniema bia eye apomuden ho niema ebeboa akoma sewi asami so government hospital a ewo wi so ewo Western North Mantam no emuse emwai ema apomuden dwumedie ene ayaresa no entumi na nan eso.
First brought the first batch, and then there were people who followed up to come and do the training. And my information is that the training has been done, and so we have brought these ones today to adapt to what we brought before to make it very, very operational. And my advice is that these are equipment bought by government, and we expect that one, take very good care of these equipment. The ones we have brought, this is a completely new facility. So we expect that we take very good care of this facility. The government will always buy equipment and bring, and when they are faulty or obsolete, we still have to get money elsewhere and replace them. I am always quick to add that I'm not oblivious of the fact that you don't charge the required fees as the private health centers will charge, but then you generate something. And so the Director General will take it up with all of you to be part of your KPIs so that we can get all our health facilities fully functional. With the greatest of respect, let's handle our clients with respect and dignity.
We are very grateful for this very nice gesture of these equipment that you have brought us. It will go a long way in our health service to be able to improve health outcomes in our region. These equipment, I've already seen the type of equipment. Many of them are laboratory equipment, ECG, that will help with diagnosis of our clients. This hospital was inaugurated in November in 2024. And for last year, the number of clientele were about 4,000. But for this year, it will be about 8,000. What means that this equipment has come at a very good time and is going to be used to the benefit of our clients. The clients come all the way from, some come from here, we also, and then Asafa. So it's not only an Asawenso equipment, but it's for Western North in general. So I can also promise you, from what he has said, that we will make very good use of the equipment and ensure that we do the necessary plan preventive maintenance so that the equipment can last its lifetime.
Usafo ebe Daniel ho age aboafo nkrato e fa edikan ye ba ye de kasebo no
Yamahefo nyina akwaba yetwa ensem no so edi amamo.
Yetwa ensem no so ane ye ko nhwehwemu abeto dwase ene yade ahodo a eku enipa efri atasfo asase so no ohanchemu aduanan miensa yade a ene ebowa eni aduru ebi te say hypertension ena afi diabetes ena afi cancers no sa yade enene ebonipa bebre na edi omufri atasfo asase so Dr. Mrs. British Riafe Adey ena de ensem we etudwa.
Non-communicable diseases no dodo. Ya dwen afi so na ya dwen fi so no na no so eku nipa bebre sesei ewiase nyina ehwehwemu adadi se ye fa enipa dodo a ewu a 43% ene caused by non-communicable diseases, hypertension, cancer, diabetes, mental health, sabi adwemu yare, sickle cell disease eka ho bi. Enti saa yare horo stroke obia nim saa yare a mebobodi obi wo ho a obia ni bia bompu nimpu ye wo man ma nipa bebre na wo saa non-communicable diseases bebre na nenam a owo pressures wo nim ankensese obinya saa chronic diseases ya eye ono nko na enya na asem ensese ede eka ebe fie ema sa nipa na yare na ye no ene na busuafo na so die na yehu obinya pressure, obinya diabetes, obinya cancer mpodia na asai tese fie jadu eba sa nipa ni bebre na ewu kwa because sanka ye boasa nipa na obetimi afa na dro obetimi akọ treatment mu na wanya na yaresa no no so abeye adwuma e de abo man no na enam se nipa ni bebre ewu prematurely ye workforce no esote ebraso se eye aban no asede responsibility enema bi wo ho a ebetimi aye wo workplaces e ka se bo 12 pe obi anja ni oye ni entretene yapom 5 minutes pe se itimi yesa de ni e ma ne ye enhye se adwuma kuo bia mu adwuma mu odwem kra bo 12 ye bo aban kre obi entretene na pom ni nyina abeboa ye ukwa man bi so a omo ahyeda ye kwan a ye de bicycle efa so se ne be ya nkrofo betwi bicycle no na omo atimi aye exercise ese ekọ sa social media na ebenya wo mu no me ho na wo munya shisha no ne sa ne ma na wo ye no ehwa na ese ekọ ekobo hu dawru emma wo mu hu esusanso bone wo red enche na tramadol eba ebe ha adwen sa fe kra de yakoye nim emma red enti no ya nhwe yi a daachi no omu ebeba besi anan no bebre na brabo no bese enti yemfa no se ade responsibility se oman no yasudie se yebe kasa kire mabu no no mate ase se saa ne mabone na wo moye no twe yare abre wo mo.
But then if you look at the mortality data, there you see the real problems that we face, and you acknowledge that nearly 43% of this mortality in this country can be attributed to non-communicable diseases. So it's important that we take action.
Managing Director of the Ghana Water Company Limited ano akọ ensahwe e wo Winneba water treatment plant akọhwe sedie enema eko efa.
The former board chairman of Ghana Water Limited and the MP for Winneba had made a claim that lack of water supply to major communities has resulted in huge water shortage affecting about 140,000 customers. That is quite worrying, and therefore the data I have in the office do not support the assertion he has made, and therefore there is the need to pay a visit to verify what they claim that he has made. And it's evident that that claim cannot be supported by facts on the ground. First and foremost, the Winneba Headworks produces 9,700 cubic meters of water daily. I also want to let the good people of Ghana know that when you go to Kaswa, which is outside his constituency and some part of his constituency, the Kaswa Accra Takoradi road construction has affected some customers, totaling about 1,100 customers. If you take that, about 210 of them are within his constituency, and then about 900 are within the Kaswa constituency. And when we came to office, we realized that these customers had been affected. And as management of Ghana Water, we liaise up with the region to get in contact with Ghana Highway Authority, the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and the contractor to see how we resolve this. And as I speak, procurement of pipelines to do the relocation for the affected customer to start getting water is almost done. And I want to assure the affected customer that sooner than later, work will start and they'll start getting water. Also, we are taking expansion work at Weja, and I want to assure the Kasua residents. 4 of the filters have been down for a long time, and since we came to office, we started working on them, and very soon those filters will be ready and production can increase. So I want to assure the people of Kasua, soon inshallah, there will be more water flowing to Kasua. These Galamsey activities had significant impact on Ghana Water. Generally, we used to use aluminum sulfate, or popularly known as alum. But in most cases, the turbidity of the water is so high that we cannot use aluminum sulfate. We use what we call polyelectrolyte. And the polyelectrolyte is 5 times expensive. So we are working, but it's quite expensive to treat water these days because of the Galamsey in recent times. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is into reset Ghana, and the water sector is not left out.
PM Penyina ono ena etenemu ahwe immigration officer Stephen Ken Amwa emimfo bi eku ni free atasfo asase so esan sika bi hunti no ene wakasa akere busuafo se ene omunya abotre kakra na omo bakota ni omo ye no aya na sabi eni enya kakra nti omo hwe na omunya abotre na asem no bebi atentene ne da no ombehwe ede ato.
These are criminal acts. In fact, semi obia and can be to make me call police are report it. But mejitum yaw ne adi o mashure enti no me yese me dey disrebe dey be to court na nim say oni omo nkasa na omo makwan ma pepepe ye ne mra enya adwuma adi esi no enye de sebe me kura na to me a ebe ye me ya na nso se omo makwan memra eye adwuma mso omo pe justice na justice no in its finest form yemfema enti eno na mde adesrede to court na nim say ono akoyo tembuafo a otesoro hode omde obuoni ni die ebema no enti ono yom nkasa ofra abusuafo no ono yom akasa omso matiase oye lawyer ni na oye controversial cases a hu bi pepre if I may threaten me pen inside the police station make a police station ko but I know the honor na me cause an arrest. Yes, did I make say in this case no me tiase say yaw enti na man cause arrest no say ye ni omo nkasa no mo makwan memra nya adwuma ye to me ba ko no de ho na me ma ya che e share case na say bi no be patch o na me say ye ba we de na o say me hwe na me ne court me sere court no no omo kasa say ye yaw ye da say ba ye da say
Omampanyi atena ye kasamafo abede kire wo ho Shamima Muslim na odi ato dwase omampanyi John Dramani Mahama edwin de obofo eyedi ho na waye krado so de hihye mapa be gu akwan ma emra kwan no ebebo de obofo ho ban ewo ndwumedi nyina emu.
We are truly committed to your welfare. What do we stand to gain by ensuring a distraction of the media space? the platforms that amplify government's programs and projects. And so it is in the interest of His Excellency the President, who himself is one of us, that we have a thriving media. But as we say it, we also call for a responsible media. Because again, this country is what we all have. And the media has a responsibility to protect this country in as much as governments have the responsibility to create the environment that makes the protection of this country viable. If we don't catch up, we are left behind. And when you are left behind, you engage in analog activities that bring us all back and, halt the forward march. So government is definitely interested in ensuring a legal system that works for you and that protects your rights, that you can actually also go and vindicate your rights that have been, breached or abused.
The world is changing. Journalism is not what it used to be 20 years ago. Technology has transformed how stories are told, how news is consumed, and how truth is defended. But what has not changed is the need for skill. Skill to ask the right questions. Skill to dig deeper than the surface. Skill to resist manipulation and tell the story as it is. If we are to remain relevant in this fast-moving media landscape, we must empower our members. Training will no longer be an occasional event. It must become part of our culture. We will build strong mentorship programs where seasoned journalists pass on their wisdom to the next generation. We must raise the bar on professionalism. We must reject sensationalism, resist misinformation, and fight against the temptation to trade truth for headlines.
The point about national development and the need for a media that mobilizes for national development, there are question marks about that. But one is hopeful that you are very much aware of these challenges. One is hopeful that you intend to use this space to address whose interest you serve and how that interest in allowing you to survive can help address a national development that can talk about your production cost.
Usafo ye twa ho agya aboafo nkrato fa etosumienu ye baaye de kasebo no beto.
Ye marefo nyina akwa aba ye to akase no so edi amamo.
Ye to akase wono so ana ekopim University of Cape Coast ho era Vice Chancellor Odasa Suapon ya no Professor Johnson Yakobo Ampon enei wabomodin ama enei nioma hodo ebetimi aboa ama adusua ene adekere etimi akoso Odasa Suapon adan hodo no omotwa asomu anasa omode apaso atwa homamu adan sa edan ne nyina edi sedebe ya adusua ene adekere ebetimi akoso Suapon ni mu.
We are not merely opening a structure of bricks, steel, and glass. We are unveiling a beacon of knowledge, innovation, and transformation. This project has a long and inspiring journey. The construction of this facility was initiated in the year 2005 by our former Vice Chancellor, Professor Abdul Obin, as a GET Fund sponsored project. However, due to insufficient budgetary allocations by the GET Fund, the execution of the project was stalled or suspended in the year 2016. In June 2021, the university's management took a bold step to pre-finance the completion of the project using internally generated funds to provide the much-needed additional offices and laboratories to support academic work. This magnificent facility has been designed to empower our faculty, researchers and students to compete on the global stage, drive innovation, and produce solutions to pressing national and international challenges.
Lawyer Charles Owusu Juana ono ne kwanhwefo pen na odake San Law Firm ano na odi oto omampanyin nim se ne research agenda no de oma emunye de na omiem enkankan ne fa ebeko etiaketa ahyehe dream ene kankan ewo mei emo.
Mr. President, agenda de na wo ba no na so be resetting. Apenia pana so Ghana for yiro ho pa moto abama because resetting no me no ya adwene. Nti no wo ba na so be resetting. But Mr. President, reset is one you're auditing of all the departments. How do you reset? Resetting to what? And so resetting to a better time. And as a more sustainable development. Into Mr. President, resetting the amino yajuni. I was here resetting, and yes, idea. You know, Oma ye desperate. Onye owie school, onye jumanye. Obisu wa ni papa ni school de be ko school de bi university o timi ko bi but omo na the future into reset ne de mesrewo and so we try na unya experts consultants no wow now timi set up reset no now making sure say all the departments state enterprises mines deben ni nyina wo ko enese wo peso hu de ekoso de se o twem obi atran wa mi se nipa wa atran ha che.
Kokram yare a ene eto emma no fumu yade a eku emma ahodo na aka ho bi ama panyin kwantrefo a ono eneda Ghana Atomic Energy Commission Professor Samuel Boache Dampare ede atudwa se o se adetre ene adusua etimi koso se de be ya sa yade yi panyifo betimi akon ne omatimi aso ano.
Ghana Atomic Energy Commission for the past 3 years ekono debia yes you be create awareness e person crofo hu senia kokram yare toma enufum eneniaka eni memanso sa prostate cancer senia tie edi ni penya many pa bebre frame no ya dia to ya hu say ye bebo hu dero amenkrofo hu say yare no ewo honom na edin krofo nyapa enuti na Atomic Energy dia to ye husosa na ye wo ye hospital Gaik Hospital na ye institute ba konso Hi, friend, Radiological and Medical Sciences Research Institute. And so do my own dear no, and Afibia no, yes, Yababosa Deru no, among Crawforty. Nanny communities a ben and no one can say a cone in a boom. La Fasa Quine, join so, and so as screening Crawford, Asian Crawford, Mohammed was saying for, and now when I Arabia, winning, I have Freddie B Health Walk.
Wadi afutuo ama Ghana for se abrabo aye bomu yenhwe yapomudi eyie na yentena se ema yen ho na nyarewa bi wo ho a suban a yebeda na di ne se de yebehwe ye ho so yie no enke yebetumi atwe ho afiri ho esen se yebema kwan ma sa nyarewa no aboye
mo se tete ni nyina ya dwene ye se ayare o yare a o nyame na de ba no nyame mfa yare ma obia nyame mfa hoden so nche obia enimdia ya wode amaye no ene se ohwe sa enimdie no so ni dwumadi obedie no ene ne bema wanya ahodene enkwa de nyame de amawo obi antimi nyim furu nsem but enkwa na ahodene ni etimi hunu se obetima te wo afiri yare ho through your lifestyle no ene me decide se ba hunu dia apart from say me work clinic na me hwe nipa yare no I should encourage other people to live a healthy life. Preventive healthcare eno na the first thing that we have to do. It is a rely on drugs. Minimum your food, your water, your air, your lifestyle, exercises, reducing stress, sleeping very well, all these things, laughing and doing everything. Sani mani na nebe boa. Ame nyamo. Nyame di ade no ma say. Also the man kan ho yanka ye omo ye ankafo. Na dwumadi a ese edie no. Fire in exercise. You sweat every day. Healthy lifestyle, it involves eating very well. We did very well. At 60, at 70, at 80, you can fire, provided you have the strength. You will live well, and then the edge will come naturally.
The water in say a big pine be fast why a bet nase. A biania ye die, and on a quay more, and so I am. Sani man the quay more, it's me my yare. Yami boy and say, Anka, your body Nankasankasa, you nip a piano. Or no bit me. Ene yare bi e be baye nipa duane mu no e betime na DSC e betime na ko se e ba se emwa na e wo ye widie mu no entumi anko yare na e no na e kire se wa yare nti e ba ne sa na wo se wo hwehwe yare na no aduro na mom se yetimi niema wakeka no won ma no mu no yetimi diswa yare no kra emma bio eno nti homeopathy for one a wode ye form se homeopathic doctors no omo ma dwen ye omo se it is better to prevent diseases than to cure them. Na enuro na ye no bebre no kra no e san e de yar hodo e na bra nti ye moye ho ban emfiri nyarewa ho sense ye betwa ma yare na ba ansa na yakope anu adu de oye no ni so pa benya ho so fa so kra do nyame na wo so ama me so ma brabo eno no me nche dan kan kira oda na so nyame na wo so wa futuo do cry say na o say cry say edinam dwaben hokra say na yen so abi ade papa bi be free mu living healthy lifestyle. If we say lifestyle, how can I eat better, sleep better, drink better, not better, sick better.
Usafo aha ne de kase bono ebesi na yentimi free ha abra yemfa aseda emma aboafo a omo ebeso yasene President Ghana yadamase President ne so yasene anwumbe bi de kase ebremo na ye wo mu ahoro bebre o de bidie aye ene wo de ne haban aye empanyifo de wo mu koda de e wo msa wo ko shop na ebe wo mu ntemo na obetumi anya President na wato nebo eda form pass o koda anadi eye twusima enwonum any iham fefefe nyame ya dom na de kwachen so na the President etwetwe wosi ye bi ma mo fa enyina e do mo se wo mo eso yi mo atade am de eye adwuma se West Closet de e share me odoko na se West Closet e wo ne number 0243 508 635 0243 508 635 I can kind for eye me Obrahima Efiache ni mi ni abema Kwame Owusu Eduomi